Hello, David here, and I decided that performing routine maintenance on my 7 or 8 year old Honda trimmer was needed because I saw, a bunch of dirt in there, and then I also saw a bunch of debris in the gas tank. It just happens over time. It's difficult to keep that out, and so I was going to perform a cleanup. And when I was a busboy, I made some smart comment like, you want me to clean that up? And the manager said, you know what clean looks like, don't you? So anyway, I do know what clean looks like, and that is not it. So I plan on cleaning it up, and then when I put things back together, I'll continue the video, which will be instantaneous in this case, because you're viewing it when it's completed. But I'm going to go through all the different piece parts, remove the debris, and then when I put it back together, when it's all clean, because I know what clean looks like, I'll show you in case you ever have to disassemble your trimmer. Alright, as a side note, before I go to reassembly, I was just examining the engine and seeing what all I could take apart, and I would like to point out that no oil or gasoline, for that matter, that let's say is in the carburetor. You can see the float has some fuel in it. So as I'm examining it, saw a little wasp home in here. I already took it out. But as I was looking to see how I was going to clean it, whether I wanted to remove this plastic guard or the carburetor, I decided not to, and I even decided not to remove the spark plug, all because that keeps the engine intact. In other words, there's no way for water or any other cleaners that I use to get inside the engine if I do it this way. All I have to do is be careful to make sure water or whatever doesn't flood the air cleaner or otherwise get in the carburetor that way. So just FYI. And now let's start cleaning. Just going to use soap and water, sponge, brush, rags, that kind of stuff. Okay, just a little FYI. I removed the outer cover and the filter so I could clean the bottom in here. It's pretty oily and dirty. Also, I closed the choke, and I really didn't go up here at all. I'm going to leave that be. Then for the rest of the engine, I basically started at the top and kind of washed my way down to remove the dirt. It's not really on there that bad. This is up in the air. It's just dust collecting over time. So I just kind of took my cleaning paintbrush and went in here, used soap and water. I don't want to use purple power or anything that can attack aluminum or discolor it. So it's already going to be discolored enough when you see like the gas tank, it's not going to be white anymore. So if I flip this around, you can see I still have some dirt in the back here. If I just take my paintbrush and abracadabra, so just cleaning. I'm not going overboard or doing anything wild or crazy. Okay, here we are, all cleaned up, rinsed off, just taking some of the larger water droplets off of here. Lube things up. Could have washed some grease away or something like that. My gloves aren't too bad, but I think I'll go to clean during this process. So the industry I was in, we wore cotton gloves underneath our nitrile gloves, and the reason for that is so you can change them quickly and smoothly. You know, if your hands are all sweaty and everything, you're not going to be able to do that. So we just off with the dirty gloves, on with the clean gloves. Super easy to do. All right, and we'll get this. Ta-da! You know what clean looks like, don't you? So we'll just get this all wiped down. You know, just general cleaning. There's the other side here. I'll just get this cleaned off. See some soap bubbles in there I missed because I didn't want to spray water or dunk it into water, so to the point where it would go into the carburetor. So maybe I'll get an air gun. Alright, so instead of getting the compressor all fired up, I'm just going to use some air that I used to clean the keyboards on the computer. So do that. Also, alcohol is good. I like alcohol because it evaporates quickly. So it's really nothing in here but a spring. I mean, you could take it apart and lubricate the pivot points, but you know, never had a problem. A little bit of grease in there. So also, you know, I didn't remove the ground or unplug the cables or have to deal with any of that. Everything was functioning normally and correctly. So, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it situation. Alright, I did decide to take this apart, put some grease in there. I see a little bit of grease in there. So I'm going to take this apart. It's normal righty-tighty, lefty-loosey situation. I just have to worry about this spring right here. So let me see what I get into. Alright, I call these plastic screws. You know, they're metal screws, but they go into plastic. So there's that. So here is the return spring. So there are two sides. The cup portion there goes up, and the spring goes into the side here. Alright, I'm going to show reassembly of the pull starter by the book. It's in chapter 6 of the manual, which you can get at Honda for about 40 bucks. It's like $39.95, and tax if you have to pay sales tax. Shipping and handling is free. So I'll go over what the book says in reassembly. Okay, now that I practiced a few times, let's see if I can do this smoothly for the video, so you don't have to hear all my bumbling and fumbling. You need to orient the spring. You need to lube this up a little bit so it fits in that cup. Then you can put it in place, make sure it hooks in. Should fall right into place. And you can see there's a little notch right there. You can keep your rope in there if you like. Then it says spin it around 3 times. Half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. And it says to feed the rope through the outlet here, which is actually fairly easy. What I like to do is bring it all the way up like this. So, and my rehearsals, where I let go of it and it spun back around, I had to start all over again. So we'll feed this through. It is not difficult at all. Just get it right through. Pull it. Then it wants you to tie it off. It's really not going to fly out of there. So let me put the handle on and I will show you the knot. So let me get the string through. Do not let it rewind back. I've accidentally done that a couple of times. So we'll feed this guy through. You're going to need plenty of cord out here too. Let me show you how they want you to tie the knot. Alright, I don't know what this knot is called, but what they want you to do is come through and tie it, and then go back through again, which looks like untying it, and then you snug it up, and you have this little loop hanging out here as you snug it up. And there you have it, if I can stay in focus. I'm going to go ahead and put the spring in next. So it goes in that slot right there. Then the screw, which is a normal screw, it's not left-handed. Alright, so there I have my knot all tucked away. And there I have my knot. I'll tuck it away a little bit cleaner. There we go. Alright, let's get this starter and all the other parts back on. Alright, I was cleaning my air filter and I decided that 7 years was long enough. So that is the main filtering area, is on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it. It's Honda part number 17211-Z0Z-000. I don't buy the cheap Chinese ones where you get 10 for a penny. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. Alright, let's get this guy on there. Let's see, I need to put it on this way. This hole goes in this post. I know it's difficult to see black on black, but that's where it goes. Let me oil it up a little bit. Alright, we'll put this in position. I'm going to change my gloves. I used to wear double gloves, that way we can just instantly be in clean gloves. Alright, next is the air cleaner. That hooks on the bottom here and pulls forward and then clicks into place, if I can do this correctly. Alright, that's done. Alright, next I'm going to put on my fuel line. Since I didn't show disassembly, the reassembly is the black line goes on the nipple that is facing straight down, and the return line to the tank, when you push the bulb, goes on the curved line that's coming out of the side. So gas is going straight up in the straight one, and the Tygon tubing for the return line to the tank goes in the curved one, just like that. Then I'll get my hose clamp into position. Make sure everything is out of the way. Let me turn it. There we go. Alright, I did a zoom. The clip ends are going inboard, and it's very up high off of the nipple. Alright, next I want to point out that there's a hook for these to go into. Now, on mine, only the return line was on there, back there like that. However, the book shows them both, so let me put the fuel line in. Fun. Put the return line in, which you cannot see, and then This goes onto the tank right here. So I'll pop that in place, then I'll put on the front bumpers and slide it underneath there. So let me do all that. They do have a cleaning procedure for this. They just say, you know, like dunk it in gasoline, basically. There's also a cleaning the gas tank procedure. Am I all on camera? Maybe. Alright. Alright, let's get this lined up. Alright, got a couple more bumpers that go on the back side here. I'm going to start the top screw. I'm going to make sure all 4 of my gas tank bumpers are in place and everything is set. Alright, once the top screw is started, that means everything's aligned. Then we can put our skid plate on. So the skid plate goes on like this. Now that also means that this hole should already be aligned. And we can start the screw. You can also look down here to make sure it's aligned. So we'll get all the other screws started. Alright, once they're all started, we can zip them in place. I've got a setting of 4. Alright, watch me struggle. Am I on camera? And again, if you're having difficulty, you can just lift it up and it needs to just go on straight down. Nice and easy. Easy peasy. And then, nope, it is the other one. Ta-da! Alright, next you want to get your cleaning stick, your Q-tip, and you want to paint this gas can on here. Okay, there we go. Now let me make sure I'm zoomed out because I don't want you to see my mistakes and flaws. Alright, so once that is done, you can put the cap back on. There you go, now you know that's gasoline. Now, I'd also like to make the comment that I did not empty the oil out. The whole time I was flipping this thing around and doing this and doing that, the oil remained in there. Didn't do anything. Didn't remove the spark plug. So, all good. And starter is working. So, reassembly is pretty easy and straightforward to put the shaft back in place, tighten down these 2 screws at the opposite corners. So not a problem. Couple of bolts to hold the shaft in place, one anti-rotation and the other one just a pinch. Oh, there we go. Cleanup's a breeze. You know what clean looks like, don't ya? Thank you for watching.